series All About Buffy. Today we will be diving into season 4. So before we get started on that, some notes and disclaimers. So first of all, it's a windy, rainy night. So if this take makes it out there, you will hear that undoubtedly. I'm gonna leave all of it in unless there are walnuts hitting the roof. I will cut those out, but just the wind and the shutters banging or the chimes chiming, I'm gonna leave that in. So these are my chill time videos. Chill. So I hope you can forgive all that. So I have not filmed in a month, over a month. Those of you that are on my Instagram know that I took a trip. So, in the period before that, I was mentally preparing, and then I was away, and then after that I was mentally healing and physically healing. I have a sun allergy, and when I'm here in Belgium, I can manage it pretty well, but when I'm somewhere where there's all sun all the time, and I'm swimming, and I'm washing my hands, disinfecting my hands, all that, I constantly have to reapply my sunblock. And if I forget in a land with a lot of sunshine, it's just over. So I had very bad, it looks like a rash, just like a sun rash on my arms and my hands. So that gave me a good excuse not to film, to let it heal, even though you're not going to see it at all. But yeah, so I fully expect this take to be one for the trash. I'm just getting back into things. I was planning to film this tonight, but then there's a thing with my cat, so I wasn't going to. But I'm going to try to get it out now and deal with the cat later. We'll see. I'm so sure this take will not make it out there, but we're getting into things again, so okay. Okay, right. Am I wearing something Buffy related? I am. Now, there is a complete possibility that for the remaining episodes I will just be wearing this necklace. Summer is over. It is cold, and although I have more Buffy related items, they are summer items, sleeveless tank top thingies, so we won't be seeing those. The sweater will probably make an appearance another time, since I wear it all the time, but it's drying now. I just washed it. But so this is a necklace. I don't feel like taking it off now and showing it up close, but it's just a heart, and it's like a dark, dark red, like a deep red, maroon, and it's a spike, and the eye is a spike, so the eye is like a railroad spike. And I've had this forever, and I don't remember how I got it. I'm certain that I didn't buy it myself, because especially at the time, Buffy merchandise was really expensive. Like, this would have been ridiculously overpriced, and I was very broke. I didn't get much in the way of allowance. I didn't start working like student jobs until I was like 19, I think. So the years before that, I was just broke. So I cannot imagine that I bought this myself. This would have cost at least 25 euros at least. And I would not have been able to spend that on something like this. Also, I was a goth at the time, and I would not wear a heart publicly. I still wouldn't. But at the time, no way. At the time, you wouldn't have been able to pay me to wear a heart. I was not about the hearts in high school or ever. So I wouldn't wear this, and I know that I wouldn't wear this, so I wouldn't have bought it. I wouldn't have spent that much money on something that I knew I would never wear in public. Like, if this would have been a coffin shape or a cross shape or, something like that, totally. But it's a heart. It's a heart. So all I know is that I didn't buy it, but I don't remember who bought it for me. I have no clue. Could have been anyone. So anyway, I always kept it. It was always, I loved it, and it's always been like a special item to me. I just never wear it. I never wore it. And yeah. But that's my Buffy item today. My two regular disclaimers. Spoiler alert. Gonna lay it all out. And opinion alert. I'm just stating my opinions on things. Even even if through the way that I talk, the way that I formulate things, it sounds like I'm stating them as fact. It's my opinion. I know it's not a fact, and yeah, but I do apologize if I, upset anyone, because I love this show so much. And I don't think that I would personally be able to watch a series like this exactly for that reason, for fear of hearing something that would royally piss me off. So that's why I do add that disclaimer. Okay. So season 4 is a different box set, because this is the first season that I bought. So this season I bought in that period of time where I was broke. I didn't have money. I scrimped and scrounged and saved, and lied and stole. So I could buy this. Again, so I definitely know that I didn't buy this because this would have definitely been around the same price as this at the time. So I know that I would have bought another season if I had the money instead of this. So all of my other seasons I bought at the same time when I started working a student job. But this one I had for years before that. I think I bought this when I was 16, maybe. So this is a fancy box set. It's like cardboard, and the other ones are just plastic. So it's cardboard. It's slimmer than the other ones, and but wider at the same time. So slimmer here, but longer in depth. And it's all fancy. And so here we have what looks like a book. It's purple. There's a heart. A flaming heart with Buffy in silver letters in front of it. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Season 4 DVD collection, collector's edition. So, the collector's edition. And unlike all of the others, this one does contain information about the episodes. It is the collector's edition after all. So it starts with a couple of pages with pictures and a summary of the episodes on each disc with a little synopsis of each episode in Dutch and French. So, here we see that the Dutch summary, in the Dutch summary, we just have the English episode titles as they are. You know, the freshman living conditions, harsh light of day. Hey, that's wrong. It says the harsh of day. Okay. Fail. Figure itself. And then it says the Dutch little synopses. And then the French version, they have French episode titles. So we have Disparition sur le campus. Campus? I don't know. Cohabitation difficile. Désillusion et le démon d'Halloween. Oh, come on. So, and then we have the French synopses. What is this? James Masters. Oh, it says James Masters. What is this? Like collector's edition from Wish, I guess. It says James Masters. So I've never read this. I have no need to read this. I know all of these episodes. So I've never read this. I've never noticed this. But so it says James Masters redevient Spike, la version souterraine de Sid Vicious. What does the Dutch version say? James Masters. James Masters, de onderwereldversie van Sid Vicious. So, mosquito. The dark version of Sid Vicious. So, you know, why? Why must they translate everything to the episode titles? Why? Anyway, so we've got Cœur de loup-garou. It's a beautiful language, but no, don't translate everything. Appreciate the original. Okay, and so then we have the pages with the discs. So the discs are in these little sleeves. Like so. In these little sleeves. And so you have the episode titles of each disc on there and the chapters. What is this? Here goes like the chapters. Never looked at this. Okay, but here it does say the harsh light of day. So, the harsh of day. Here it does correctly say the harsh light of day. And so we've got the six got a little carried away there. But so, season 4. Season 4 I would describe as my guilty pleasure favorite season. So if I'm truly honest, I have to say that season 4 is my favorite season, but I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it. So, it's kind of like how Rachel in Friends has one reply to her favorite movie to people, but her really favorite movie is like Weekend at Bernie's or something really embarrassing and lowbrow. So it's kind of like that. So if I have to, season 2 is my favorite season without problems. Season 4 is my favorite season, but I'm not proud of it. It's like a guilty pleasure season. Because it's not actually good. There is so much wrong with this season. Starting with Riley. And honestly, I could end there. But, let's not end there and say Adam. That was a walnut. And so just the initiative period. So badness. But there is so much right with this season. Like, Hush. Need I say more? Need I even say more? Hush is enough to redeem the whole season. Like, Hush redefined what you can do with a TV show. So, Hush, I could end there. But, this year's girl in Who Are You? It's fucking awesome. And just there are so many hilarious episodes. Just hilarious. And, Willow and Tara, and just the way that is set up, and it's beautiful. So, a lot of bad, but a lot of good. And so in terms of rewatchability, season 4 is it. Like, if you are looking for single episodes to rewatch, take your pick. Like, whether it's Fear Itself, Pangs, Something Blue, Who Are You? A New Man. There's so many. And obviously Hush. So if you're looking for rewatchability, and broke little teenage me was looking for that. Like, I needed to buy the season that I would get the most use out of, and this one's it. I know most of these episodes by heart. No joke. I've rewatched some of these countless times. I love it. I love season 4. The This is like my blankie, my security blanket. Season 4 is my security blanket, and I will take Riley with it, I guess. So that's why I bought it first. That's why I love it. That's why the episodes part is gonna be problematically long. So I'm gonna try to keep the plot short. Get the plot out quickly, maybe characters quickly-ish, which is gonna be hard because Anya, because Tara. Gonna try. And then we're just gonna talk about the episodes, like almost all of them, in detail, and it's gonna be glorious. I love you so much. It's fine. So, plot, okay? Let's get my episode list out. But honestly, with season 4, we're pretty much gonna be doing the opposite of season 3. With season 3, like, the plot is so strong and filled out that I basically needed to touch on every episode. Season 4 is not that. So I'm not going to go into episodes too much while I describe the plot, and I'm going to keep that for the episodes section because there's a lot of filler that's not very important to the plot, and it is still fabulous. So, in season 4, the big bad, as I've mentioned, is Adam. But we need to set him up a little bit. So in season 4, it starts out with Buffy and Willow starting college. Now, Buffy is still recovering from Angel leaving, so she's pretty heartbroken, and she just starts out pretty lost at college. Willow, immediately finds her place, and she is thriving, and Buffy is barely surviving. But yeah, so they start out at college, and in the beginning, Sander starts out as a bartender at the college as well. Okay, so first thing that happens is Spike returns. Probably should have mentioned that in the reasons that I love season 4. This is the first season where Spike becomes a regular cast member, and I was there for it. So that definitely played into my acquiring this season first as well. So in the harsh light of day, Spike shows up. He shows up with a girlfriend, and it's Harmony. Remember how I mentioned she got bit at the end of graduation day? She got bit and she got turned. Harmony's a vampire now, and she's dating Spike, her little blondie bear, and it's everything you think it would be. So he shows up looking for like the Holy Grail, this ring. So he's back now. Obviously, that whole thing fails, and instead, he is captured by some military men. And we've probably seen the military men walking about in some episodes, perhaps. But we don't really know what's up with them until they capture Spike. So it turns out to be this huge government organization which is aware of demons, aware of vampires, aware of magic and all of that, and is, well, at first sight trying to control it, study it, neutralize it. So it's this huge underground facility, and they capture Spike. Now, meanwhile, Buffy meets this guy, Riley. We're just gonna skip right over Parker. And she meets this guy, Riley. He is the TA of her psych professor, Maggie Walsh. So they, kind of start something. There's cheese. And she's like, oh, yay, finally a normal, regular Iowa farm bred guy. Only not. Turns out Riley is a soldier working in the initiative, working for the initiative. Working for, how does it work? If it's like a military thing, is that a job? I don't know. We don't have military. We have a military, but there's probably like 30 people in it. So am I gonna break for this plane? So he is part of the initiative. Not only that, but the psych professor, Maggie Walsh, is the head of the initiative, and she's Riley's boss, superior. So that. But in the beginning, we see this, but Buffy doesn't know that yet. Around there somewhere, Oz leaves. Basically, does he cheat on Willow? Yeah, I think. Yeah. Basically, he meets a wolf girl, and I guess he kind of cheats to keep people safe, sort of. But obviously that kind of is not good for the relationship, and basically he wants to leave and get his wolf, his inner wolf, under control. So they don't exactly break up, but he leaves on a mission. So there's that. Then Hush. Amazing. We'll get back to that. But in Hush, Buffy learns that Riley is one of the initiative guys, the military guys, and Riley learns that Buffy is obviously also aware of all that. So after Hush, they hash all of that out, which starts a brief situation where Buffy is sort of accepted into the initiative. So she learns about it. Professor Walsh shows her around. She gets badge, rank, I don't know. She gets things. And so they learn about all that. Now it's quite clear that Buffy is not a good fit for the whole initiative situation. Buffy has never been good with authority, and Buffy asks a lot of questions, and Maggie Walsh does not like this. And beyond that, it's clear that Professor Walsh has a special connection with Riley, and she just doesn't like Buffy talking in his ear and possibly leading him astray. So immediately we see this is not very good over here. Quite quickly that escalates, and Professor Walsh tries to have Buffy killed. Basically, she sends her on a suicide mission. But clearly, she doesn't really know that much about what a Slayer is and can do, because Buffy survives, and now she knows that, well, initiative, not good. At least Maggie Walsh, not good. Very soon after we learn this, after Buffy learns this, like immediately, Professor Walsh gets killed. So it turns out, again, conveniently, because dealing with humans, difficult, like in the Slayer universe, how to deal with evil humans. Post-initiative, easier, but at that point, especially one in the initiative, I digress. So she gets killed. Turns out that she is a little bit of a Dr. Frankenstein wannabe, because she is creating this super soldier. So she has made this creature from human, demon, and robot parts. Oh, do we say robot? Do we say android? So Professor Walsh made this creature, super soldier, and she named him Adam. When she brings him to life, first thing Adam does is kill Mother, which is Maggie Walsh. He impales her with a demon spike that comes out of his arm. So she's dead. Now, what we learn at some point is that, she wasn't necessarily like evil. She was just misguided, I guess, because she did want to create this whole, race of super soldiers that could help in the fight against evil and whatever, but the power got to her head, most of the people that study psychology, I mean, myself included. So it didn't exactly work out as she intended. So she dies, and at that point, Adam becomes the big bad. So, what we thought might be the initiative itself, maybe, it becomes Adam. So Adam is the big bad. As a big bad, weak. Very weak. The weakest, probably, some people might respond with the trio, but the trio is not the big bad. They never were, okay? So they do not belong in the list of the big bads. There was another big bad in that season, okay? So don't come at me with the trio, with the trio. Why is that so hard to say? So Adam, yeah, probably the weakest big bad. Yeah, definitely. The master kind of sucks, but Adam is worse. So Adam, Professor Walsh dies. Turns out she had been drugging Riley without him knowing. Riley was gonna become one of the super soldiers along with Forrest, along with Graham, all of them. So she'd been drugging him, controlling him. He's chipped, apparently, as well. So they're all kind of dealing with that, how to get him clean. And speaking of chipped, remember how I said Spike was taken by the initiative? So one of the things that they did was chip demons, and apparently they're soldiers too, but so they would chip demons and vampires so that they were not able to hurt humans. Again, all with the intention of creating this race of super soldiers. So they didn't actually, want to kill all the demons. They wanted to be able to use them. Which, honestly, as a societal critical way of thinking about things, it's factual. Like, this could happen. Totally. I mean, if any of the major governments in the world were to discover these things were real, demons, mutants, aliens, whatever, they would 100% want to just pick them apart and see how they could use them to make more war. 100%. So even in the weaker season, Buffy still gets it right. So they chipped Spike, put a chip in his brain, basically neutered him, and he's not able to bite humans anymore. He's not able to hurt humans anymore at all. So they've kind of been taking care of him for a while until he was kind of able to move out on his own and take care of himself in this new incapacitated capacity. And obviously, being that he is still Spike, the first thing he does when he moves out on his own is still choose evil. So it comes to be that him and Adam are working together because Adam, for some reason, just wants to destroy the world. He just wants to burn it all down, which, fair enough. But, as motivations go, he's a weak big bad. So he links up with Spike. Basically, he enlists Spike to, cause some chaos and break up the Scoobies so that Buffy is alone, so that Buffy is weak, and so that Adam can defeat her. This works for like a second, but the Scoobies are the Scoobies. They reunite. They are unyokeable, and they bring their powers together in like a wonderful way for what I think is a really good season finale. Now, season 4, bit strange. We've got the season finale in Primeval, and then we've got Restless after that as technically the last episode. But I'm going to talk about Restless when I talk about the episodes, and I'm just going to talk about the season finale now. So in the season finale, we've got a weak season, weak plot, weak big bad, friggin' stellar conclusion. I don't know if I'm alone in this. I don't know if the fandom agrees on this, but I really liked how they dealt with Adam, because they make him out to be fairly indestructible. So kind of a tough nut to crack. And so what they end up doing is using a spell. I think they harness the powers of the first Slayer, and they use a spell to connect the 4 members of the Scoobies. And so we've got Buffy as the strength, power body, Giles as the mind, Sander as the heart, and Willow as the spirit. I don't know. Primeval is not actually one of my rewatched episodes, so I will watch it when I'm watching the whole season, but it's not one of my standalone rewatches, so I don't know that one by heart, so I'm not quite clear on who's who. But so everyone has a part to play, and it all makes perfect sense, and they combine their essences, and Buffy becomes this super Slayer, and it's just well done. I love that scene, where she rises up supercharged, and Adam just doesn't know what's going on, and she's just she stops these bullets, He turns them into birds, I think. He like gets out his super scary robot arm, and she just like makes it go away. And I like it. I like the resolution. So as much as I dislike Adam, I do, it is a satisfying like ending, like a satisfying climax to the season. I really like how they did that. So they destroy Adam. The government is like, okay, so this was a failed experiment. Let's just, wipe the slate clean and just make it all go away. And then we've got Restless, but basically that is the plot to season 4. So I skipped over many a side plot, Oz, Willow, Tara, the whole Faith reappearance, Oz coming back, all the things I didn't mention because they're not really part of the main plot. They will definitely be addressed when I talk about all of the episodes. So now basically